Many. Feels like the new era of fighters are better than the old legends, which OG would win. Aldo versus Tapuria, O'Malley versus Cruz, DDP versus Silver, Shavkat versus all the. Hang on a second. Tapuria would be Aldo. I think Aldo at bantamweight is better than Aldo at featherweight. Sorry. I think he's a much more technical, better, and more dangerous fighter at bantam. I went to a boring decision a lot of the time. Couple low kicks early on and then Cruz. O'Malley versus Cruz. O'Malley smokes him. Cruz again washed. Low kicks and an eventual KO. DDP versus Silva. I'd go DDP out grapples him. Silva had massive grappling ineptitude at some parts of his career when he wasn't facing old man Henderson. You know, Shavkat versus GSP. I'll go GSP. I think GSP is still the best welterweight. We need to see more from Shavkat. Islam versus Habib, Islam Makhachev, and Aspinall versus Stipe. Aspinall, come on. Thank you for the $10. Fighters to get a title shot off losses: BJ Penn, Randy Couture, Andrei Arlovsky, Dan Henderson, and Frankie Edgar. It's the UFC. If the UFC wouldn't put, it's the UFC, comma, I wouldn't put it past them, especially if Yan and Figgy somehow decline. True. They shouldn't be getting title shots off losses, though, at all. So I don't see that. Thank you for the $10. I just don't think Umar deserves it. I said it on Twitter earlier. I said Umar put out. What did Umar put out? Umar said, Marab, just focus on your upcoming fight. Too much Umar in your head. Everybody knows that you don't want to fight me. And honestly, I don't care about you. I'm just hunting for the belt. If you win the belt, we talk. Then we can talk if you win the belt. Like, who does this guy think he is? So I said, Umar has one top 15 win. Stipe is a legend that must be honored. While Jose Aldo, a man arguably top 5 of all time, definitely top 10, with more top 15 wins than Umar, including Vera, Font, Munoz, and Martinez, is now being made to fight Batista and still remains 8 spots below Umar in the rankings. If Aldo beats Batista, I want to see Aldo versus Umar for the title shot. Come on, dude. That just makes ultimate sense. Aldo versus Umar, especially when Habib was talking all that about him not being the same and he shouldn't have continued his career. If he smokes Umar, star making. Re-star making. Thank you for the $2. What's your biggest what if in UFC history? It's not Zabit. Like, he would have got finished by Bokniak in round 4. You're dumb if you say Zabit. His style had no finishing potential and he didn't have the cardio to go 5. Not at all, is it Zabit at all? You haven't watched his fights if you say that. You've just seen him spinning around a bunch like a... Not Habib, no. Wouldn't say Aldo either. I would have loved to have seen what McGregor got up to if he never took the Mayweather fight and was still committed to MMA. Like, if McGregor fought 4 months after the Alvarez fight, I wanted to see what lightweight he would have become. How about that? That's not bad. I'm curious on what your genuine thoughts on Paddy Pimblett are. I think he's extremely underrated. I used to think he was really bad, but his style, it works. Sometimes people are big and athletic and they have a good chin and they're durable. And that can get you very far. And now we're seeing very, very high-level jiu-jitsu out of him. So I think he's got a very high ceiling, dude. Let's not act like Gaethje don't get sloppy. You know what I mean? Like, some of these guys at the top do leave openings for a potential wild man like Pimblett. He's huge for lightweight. He is. He's probably like nearing 5'11", and he's not thin. Like, he's very broad for the division. He towers over O'Malley, who claims 5'11", but he's actually like barely 5'9". Easy money, Paddy, his whole UFC career. Indeed. Guru, I'm pushing 80 miles per hour on the highway right now. Ah! No, I'm joking now. Hopefully you didn't crash. Look out! I'm joking now. Just now joking now. Don't do that, dude. Bro's in his car. I loved her. No, joking. I don't like the way you sipped from that bottle. It's a bottle with a Lucozade until a calf kick happens, but yeah. Who should back up for O'Malley? Marab, Yan, or Figueiredo, or Corey? No, not Corey at all. Why the fuck would Corey be a backup? Shut up and don't ask questions for money ever again. Literally coming off a loss to Umar. Think before you speak. Glaze DDP for 30. Going back down to fight Drickus and why? No, dude. Just fight Ankalaev at light heavyweight and then move up to heavyweight. Why is he talking about 185? Fuck off. Because you know why it's annoying, chat? Because if Drickus beats him at 185, but Alex at 205 is just different. I hate when fighters take fights that inherently give them a built-in excuse. It's so fucking annoying. I hate that. Because if Drickus just ragdolls him and Dash chokes him in a minute, which could happen because he's just going to, like, he will shoot takedowns on him. Or he gets slept. He could get slept. But if he gets ragdolled, people are going to say, well, Alex at 205 is different, dude. At 185, he's frail. Or if he gets chinned, heaven forbid. You know what I mean? They're still going to go on about how he only was chinny because of the weight cut. And it's so dumb. Is your YouTube... I've already read it. Glad you're... If Poetam goes back to 185, his downfall starts. True. Thank you for the $2, dude. I don't care if his downfall starts. He could win. I just think his legacy is to be gained at light heavyweight and heavyweight. Yes or no, chat? He only stands a chance to ruin his legacy at middleweight. Right? So what? He gets a other title win at middleweight. Fuck it. You're the champ at light heavyweight. Get your defenses up and then look at heavyweight. That is where GOAT status is on the line. GOAT status is being delayed by him going back down to middleweight. And I'm not only saying that because, oh, you just don't want him to beat DDP. I'm not saying that because of that. He's only delaying GOAT status. It won't add as much as like heavyweight wins and then a heavyweight win. It's only going to get in the way of his heavyweight bulk. He should slowly be building himself into the light heavyweight, slowly add in lean muscle as much as he can. And eventually, when he does want to move up to heavyweight, he doesn't have to wait that long to do it. If he moves down to middleweight, he's going to have to build himself back up to light heavyweight again. He's going to look skinny fat like he did against Jan Blachowicz. And then it's going to take even more time. And it's just crazy to me. And also, middleweight contenders are going to deserve a title shot soon. He's not going to get in the way of that. The winner of Whittaker Chimaev is going to get a title shot. Strickland is getting a title shot as far as Dana White's concerned. So it's weird. When Poetan smokes Roundtree, will he become pound for pound number one? No, Makhachev will remain at the top, but his inactivity might catch up to him. So, I don't know. Let me look at the rankings now. Who's above Pereira? Not off of Roundtree. If he then takes out Ankalaev afterwards, before Makhachev has fought again. Oh my God, he's number 2. Yeah, fucking pound for pound shifted up a bit, innit? Edwards down, Adesanya down and out. He ain't even in. Oh, he's number 15. Fuck it. Either way. Yeah, man. Maybe he will. I doubt he can go above Makhachev, though. Makhachev had a lot of wins before he became champion. Pereira, that's what costs Pereira in a lot of his pound for pound conversation, is that he has a lot of good names on his resume, but he doesn't have a lot of names on his resume, if you know what I'm saying. Like Makhachev, what was he like? 9-1 before he ended up fighting for the belt, or something crazier than that, maybe. I think he was like 11-1 in the UFC or some shit. Unless he lost to Martins early in his career. He probably did after only like a few fights. Let me look at what Makhachev was before he got to the championship. Because I don't think Khalil puts you over Makhachev. Khalil's shit. Like, he's just a fucking loser that cried about being like. So Makhachev's 26-1. Before he fought for the title, he was 22-1. And he got to the UFC when he was 11-0. So he went like 10-1. He went 11-1 in the UFC. And before he got to the belt, he was on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 fight win streak, which is pretty insane. So that's what puts him over Pereira at the moment. Pereira just doesn't have the body of work. And you also look at some of these names, they're not half bad, you know. Bobby Green, Dan Hooker, that's a great aged win. Arman Sarukian is a great aged win. Not many other good ones, but Drew Dober's all right. You know what I mean? The way he dominated him. It's not bad. Moises is okay. You know, like top 25 level win. Would Pereira have been this successful without Izzy? I've already read all this. When is Chad Blachowicz going to fight again? Miss that guy. I know he had 2 shoulder surgeries back to back, so we'll see. I would love for the UFC to do this. For once, UFC, I fucking beg of you. A UFC fight night in Poland or a UFC fight night in Prague or, well, yeah, Prague, the Czech Republic. Blachowicz versus Prohaska. Like, they need to do a European showdown. There's so many Euros at the top of light heavyweight, and they just didn't do any matchups in Europe. They haven't been anywhere but Paris and England for like the past 5 years. We need to get back into the other parts of Europe. Honestly. Who cares? Europe is a soy continent. It is. Like, we've been weakened over the past like 5 generations, but we're still whooping ass in combat sports. How shit must you be? Crazy, huh? Europe's so shit. Who's a heavyweight champ in boxing? Undisputed? Oh, it's Usyk. Europe's so fucking soy. Who's a heavyweight champ in the UFC? Oh, it's Tom Aspinall. That's crazy, man. Imagine how shit you lot would be. Get provoked, yo. Guru, why don't you care about every community? Because every community doesn't care about me. They care about their own community. We're the only ones not playing that game.